This 22-year-old daycare worker was caught abusing over 20 babies and toddlers. Roxana Leka was born in Poland, but as a teenager moved to West London where our case takes place. In 2023, Roxana started her career working in childcare like daycares and nurseries. And in 2024, she started her position at Riverside Nurseries. Here, the children that Roxana would be caring after were averaging in ages between like 10 months old and 2 years old, so like extremely young babies. And choosing to work being surrounded by a bunch of very young babies can be incredibly stressful. So you would assume that anyone that would choose to go into that profession would be like really passionate about it and really love children. Reportedly, parents were spending £1,900 or over 2,500 US dollars per month per child to send their children to this nursery. And every parent hopes that when they send their kids to school, a babysitter's house, a daycare, that their kids are going to be taken care of. But I'm sure with those parents spending that kind of money, they assume that their kids are going to be getting like the best care possible. But several parents began reporting that their little babies and toddlers were coming home from the nursery with red marks, scratches, bruises all over their little bodies. And there was no explanation for this. Also, several coworkers of Roxana started noticing these scratches and bruises on these babies after Roxana was alone with them. Several of them also noticed that Roxana was like pretty rough with these babies. She certainly wasn't like handling them with care. And that brings us to June 28th, 2024. A coworker witnessed and then reported to management that Roxana pinched a baby until it cried. And this is clearly very concerning. There was already a bunch of rumors floating around. So management went and they looked at the CCTV cameras at the time that this coworker reported Roxana was abusing this baby. And on the security cameras, they saw Roxana pinching this little baby on its mouth, its face, its wrists, just all over its body, deliberately trying to harm this little baby. Roxana was immediately suspended from her position, but now the nursery needed to find out if this was an isolated incident or something that she was doing all the time. They got the police involved and together they reviewed all of the available CCTV footage they had from Roxana's shifts, and this was over 300 hours of footage. And they discovered dozens and dozens and dozens of incidents of Roxana abusing these little babies and toddlers. And this is absolutely horrific abuse. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what they saw. To these vulnerable, little defenseless babies, Roxana would pinch them, scratch them, she would slap them, she would twist their toes, pull their hair, punch them, and kick them. And most of these times, it wasn't even like it was out of frustration, not that it would make it okay. There's never an excusable reason to abuse, harm a child. But the reason I point that out is because she was doing this just because she wanted to.